What up, man? What up? This has been interesting contest so far. Don't really know what to make of this game. Andy, how are you doing this evening?
Well, apparently my camera is not great today. It's very bad weather here. Things are going poorly. All my clothes I'm naked. All my clothes are in the wash, so I'm just going cameraless today. We'll take your questions anyway. Yeah, ugly game in a few different ways. This was touted as going to be a fun one, and it's not. Remember, hey, do you remember Rondale Moore, Rookie of the Year steam that one day?
I do. He had the kind of the decisive play of the first half. Certainly, the decisive play of the first half. If you had Arizona first half, that was kind of a wild play. I guess the general read on this game so far, the Packers looked to try to get some of these guys involved in the passing game. Winfrey, Amari Rodgers, Equanimus St. Brown. It's not really working. Equanimeous. It's not really working. So they're defaulting, going back to A.J. Dillon on the ground, passing to Aaron Jones out of the backfield. And that's a pretty effective offense. That's easy to adjust for. It's easy to expect that in the second half, the Cardinals defense is going to be able to put these guys in a difficult spot. I have a general feeling that the Packers may end with 10 to 17 points, even if that's how they, if that's how they close this game. That would be a win for them, I think. Just a win in spirit. I don't know if they win the game if they score only 17 points, but not a lot to love about this offensive approach. Aaron Rodgers is 10 for 21 for 64 yards so far. Even that has felt like a stretch, were it not for the very advantageous field position that we mentioned. Again, with the Rondale Moore fumble, or really just a miscue, a muff, then the Packers would be tied 7-7. And, they've gotten the better of the whistle, I guess, but it hasn't been like egregious stuff. Would you say that's true? That's correct?
Yeah. And I mean, somebody in the chat asked, how did he not feel it hit his pinky? He 100% felt it hit his pinky. He just thought he could get away with it. Hey, if I pretend like it didn't hit me, maybe no one will see. Didn't work out. But yeah, both offenses disappointing. If it weren't for some really, really second effort runs by A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, that's kind of a lot of the outside of the one. It wasn't like a prayer. It was a good throw and a really good receiver, but that's a big chunk of Arizona's offense on one play too. This game is stunk out loud. And Hopkins was on the sideline injured. Probably
his return is questionable.
With a hamstring, it's usually mid-game hamstrings. People don't usually come back and play. Wide receivers don't come back and play from that, because that's just when it tightens up in the middle of the game, you're not running full speed anymore.
Yeah. Zaven Collins.
Winfrey landing a quarter yard short. When you play with, it's hard to soar with the Eagles when you're working with turkeys, as they say. And right now, both teams are kind of turkey-ish. You never heard that? It's like a dad joke. That's something that dad would say.
I'm making faces because the chat's I'm being too hard on Green Bay. I'm impressed that they've done what they've done, considering who they have available. I don't know what else to say. I just don't think that the passing game, I don't expect is going to all of a sudden be, clicking in the second half with these targets. These guys aren't creating separation. The coverage is too good. In general, the Arizona defense is too good. If he wants me to say something positive about Green Bay, they're getting a really nice pass rush on Kyler Murray. They've almost gotten home a bunch. Kyler Murray's been under pressure. He's had to get rid of the ball quickly. He's only 4 of 8 for 73 yards. 55 of that came on the DeAndre Hopkins bomb. That was the one bad mistake by Stokes to this point. Otherwise, he's played a relatively clean game. 2 quarterback hits, one for Merciless, one for Campbell. There was the face mask that gave them a first down early. It's just been kind of a sloppy game. It's not much to love.
Yeah. And really something I didn't think I'd be saying at halftime was, not only the pass rush, but there's been a couple really decent plays by the Green Bay secondary. Some good balls defended. I mean, they're playing tight. They're catching a couple penalties, but that's what they have to do. They're not good. And they really did kind of step up. If the pass rush is getting home and the secondary can play even at a replacement level, it's going to keep this Arizona offense grounded a little, especially if Nuke is on the sidelines. Why is this total where it is?
Boy, that's a tough question. I don't think there's realistically any chance that this is threatened to the over.
No, should we just? I mean, the under is the bet. I thought it'd be like 24.
It probably will close 24 and a half. Not that 25 is a big magic number of second half totals, but I'm not sure exactly where the big outburst of offense is coming from. The Packers get the ball first, I believe. The first drive was... Oh, no, the Packers were 4 plays, 4 yards, and a punt.
Arizona
starts. Arizona Cardinals will start with the football. The second half, to this point, Cardinals now -4.5, -103. So that's come down a little. There's been some Packers support here. The over-under now at the market makers, 25. Under 25 is -111. Not a ton of action here. We're seeing the juice getting kicked up and down around 4.5 here, -103, -106, -105, -106. So no one's really dying to get involved with the side. I guess 4.5 is somewhat fair considering that we would expect Packers to at least be able to move into field goal range, if not get another touchdown in this game. So
and they're running quite a bit, and they're running quite a bit inside. Like, and it's effective, but not like 15 yards jet sweep effective. It's a lot of like 3, 4, 5, 6 yard carries, and they are one of the slower teams in the league as far as just overall pace. And the teams both seem kind of content to run the ball a little here. Especially, now both teams have star receivers missing. If we don't see Hopkins in the second half, I'm definitely on the under here. I don't want to watch this game, so the under is kind of the ticket for me there too. So I can go do something else. The other thing I did want to say about now I completely lost my train of thought. I think I got to go scroll up here. Oh, the muff punt. A couple people were discussing whether the muff punt, you can't advance a muff punt, but I think it was probably smart, even though, you go results based and say, well, they kicked the field goal, Andy. But I think if it was smart for that guy not to try to run it in, just in case, like you take it down to like the 1 yard line and if they say he didn't touch it, then you give him really, really shitty field position. Why is my face so wide?
You're in the Facebook metaverse, man. You're in the Facebook metaverse already.
Yeah, not a big deal.
We gotta work
I'm gonna
on your
meme
camera,
the shit
man.
out of that thing where Zuck is standing next to the white screen. I've already turned that into a template.
I like it, man. I like it. That's meme worthy for sure. Okay, so we're good with the under 111. Under
111. Are you betting basketball while we're talking football, Drew?
No. There's no basketball to bet tonight. Terrible slate of games. I'm already a loser tonight. In the
a Troy TD. I should watch. Patrick is onto it. I'm going to go watch college football.
Troy got a touchdown. Oh, how about that? There's a
Shanty
couple
Clear's
of good games
night.
on. The Pistons covered. The Hawks did not cover. They did not win. Game of runs between the Spurs and the Mavericks. The Jazz absolutely putting the clamps down on the Rockets, which is not unexpected considering the Jazz are elite and the Rockets are a very young team, inexperienced team. Looks like the Jazz move on to be undefeated with the Warriors. The Warriors-Grizzlies later is a really good game. You got any action on that?
No, I didn't bet any basketball except whatever Noops had. So maybe I just put his plays in the morning, and I don't really remember what they are sometimes. So whatever Alex had on brown bag bets, that's what I'm on.
Okay.
And and Clint's saying, I think Clint might have a full game over. Like, if you have a full game over and you don't want to bet the under, do not bet the under. You don't have to put yourself in a Polish middle. Taking your chances with losing one unit is a lot better than finding yourself in a really nasty middle.
Yeah, let's talk about this Dallas mini game here as we get into overtime.
Did you see Pizzola's tweet? So I did that. The Twitter Spaces thing today, which was fun. We don't do any audio stuff only anymore. I just got to kick back and not have to look into a camera. It was lovely. But right as I was talking, of course, I'm still scrolling Twitter because I have ADHD. And Pizzola said the same thing that we kind of landed on, and it made me feel better about the take. Is like, if this were truly Dak is out and somebody knows and the books know, it's like -5 for Minnesota, right? Like the fact that when we talked about this, it really harkens back to talking about this Green Bay number. Hey, it moved a couple points, but it was crossed a 4, a 5. Those numbers don't matter. Books are going to be fine moving across the 1s and the 2s even a little. It doesn't matter that much as far as not crossing either 3. So it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like that Green Bay number preseason, where this is like halfway between Rodgers and J Love. This is halfway between Dak and Cooper Rush is your backup, maybe.
What do you think?
I feel like it is just kind of an insurance policy, and once we know more, the number's gonna. So this isn't the first time that this number is gonna move heavy this weekend. There's gonna be an announcement. It's gonna move one way hard.
Yeah. So this all happened this afternoon, like around 2:30 my time. The flip was on the money line from Minnesota -101 to now Minnesota -135. Without looking, what is the win probability swing downgrading from Dak Prescott to Cooper Rush?
Can you divide 1 by 1.741 for me?
1 divided by 1.741? Sure. That is 57.4.
So like a 7.3% move?
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew -135 and decimal off my top of my head. I just couldn't do
that was impressive.
Stuff.
Yeah. No, we're talking about a 7%.
Head start for the under. Weird.
What was it? A fumble?
Green Bay picked it.
Oh, picked it. Oh, nice. Man. Regression coming in a hurry for Kyler Murray in this game. His MVP case is going to take a hit doing this in primetime, going up against the Packers defense that is without Z Smith, P Smith, and J.R. Alexander.
Somebody is just asking about the Dak news in general. He said he didn't see anything on Twitter. There were some reports. I mean, that basically he's not really full practice. He's doing stuff on the side, rehab practice, and there's word out that it's a Saturday decision for Mr. Dak Prescott, for Mr. Rain Dakota Prescott. We're making a Saturday decision, and I think that scared people, I guess.
Of course, but that interception was another Rondale Moore lowlight, actually. It wasn't an easy catch, but it definitely wasn't. It wasn't high degree of difficulty, and he tipped it up and got picked after that. So we just need the Vance Joseph defense to show up and hold the Packers to a field goal here for our under, which is not impossible. But Aaron Jones ripped off 7 yards on the first running attempt.
We could use a field goal here.
Yeah, so
people are burying the Cardinals in the chat already, and I wanted to say I did the football analytics show the other day with Ed Fang, and he wanted a hot take for this season, one good long-term hot take, and mine was the Cardinals lose right away in the playoffs because they have a bad coach and a young quarterback, and basically all the other good teams in the NFC have really good quarterbacks with more experienced coaches and staffs. And God, there's a lot of one-loss teams in the NFC. Like this actually will put Green Bay into the 1 seed technically because they're playing on a Thursday. Somebody else, I think the Rams can overtake it if they win this weekend. But there'll be a bunch of one-loss teams all of a sudden.
The one Green Bay loss was so monumental that their points differential is still, I think, it's not as good as their record. All right, Packers.
Rodgers, I don't think Rodgers wanted to play in that game week 1. He wasn't ready to be back yet.
Here. Just not a good offensive sequence at all from second and 3 to fourth and 3. I doubt they go for it. They probably tried out the kicking teams because anytime you can make a one-score game, you got to make it, right, Andy?
Yep.
Hey, whoa, that's wild. How the hell did you do that? That is very impressive, producer Dan.
Dan is just sitting there fucking around on Photoshop.
Well,
Dan told me everything I know.
He's got like a PNG file for you now instead of the JPEG, so it's invisible behind it. That's a slick bit of work there. Good job.
Real quick too, like the Rodgers that week 1 game, like the Green Bay looked really, really horrible at times, and it was like, who was it that Rodgers was on vacation with like all summer? No, besides his fiance, Miles Teller, his girlfriend. Like he was not ready. He was not ready to be off vacation. Mm-hmm. He was done. Like, and then after the game, he's just like, "Hey guys, we've been here before. There's 16 more games. Don't worry about it." And right now they are holding. If they hold out here, they are going to win every game since.
I gotta tell you, I'm glad that this is the second time that Matt LaFleur has decided to go for it. This is a little bit more difficult, obviously, 4th and 3, but second time in the game that he is making the correct decision, in my opinion. The play call is kind of good. The conversion is there. It is converted. Good job by them, man.
What yard line are they on? These teams are Fugazi. I love it when people say Fugazi. I'm not. Is that Italian?
They're at like the 2 now. That was a good play. That was a good play design. It was well executed, and it was a catch to EQSB with the first down. I will criticize LaFleur a bit in the taking a timeout before going for it on 4th down. I don't think you really ever want to give the defense preparation time to prepare for exactly who you have on the field personnel-wise, and they've done it twice now. Hasn't hurt them yet, but that's a dangerous way to live. The Packers look likely to punch it in with A.J. Dillon, but we'll see. Oh, no, they go with a Randall Cobb.
Fugazi, sorry.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Not good for us.
Would it be a second-half play from us without an immediate interception and a touchdown?
Flag down. Let's see if it's coming back. Oh, that might have been roughing the passer because Aaron Rodgers' uniform looks quite disheveled.
Oh, the Cardinals just got cobbed. That's funny.
X-Tex and Randall Cobb. All right, let's put a bow on this. But yeah, I think the final note on the Dallas conversation: if you see it go across 3, that's the sign. Not going from -1 to +2.
Yeah, if you wake up to Minnesota -3, -20, Dak might be in big trouble.
Yeah,
calf wise.
Yeah,
and I know a thing or two about calves.
Yeah, Andy's suffered through this. He knows exactly. All right, well, let's put a bow on this pod, let you go inside, get out of the rain, and we will see how this ultimately resolves. Cocktail for me tonight. I'm having a Will Brinson inspired concoction. It is Topo Chico, Blanco tequila, and a little spritz of lime. This is pure agave Espalion. It's quite outstanding. Got it as a gift from some folks who came into town who we hosted. They said as a thank you gift, they gave us this really nice bottle, and it goes great with a little sparkling water and spritz of lime. So enjoy yourself a little tequila and soda.
Check you later.
NBA rapid fire real quick. Bet the Warriors second half.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. When it gets there, assuming that they're down, and assuming that it's not more than -5. Good deal?
All right. Good deal. I'm in.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the game. We'll check in tomorrow.